Thank you so much, colleagues. And just to congratulate the DTIC and the DB team for launching this website today. It's a really huge milestone and a fantastic team effort. So thank you. I'm looking at the relationship between the work that's been done at a national level in the Doing Business program and the work that's been done within the 8 metros at a sub-national Doing Business level. The 8 metropolitan municipalities in South Africa are really the focus for driving and measuring all doing business reforms in the country. And this is because their major significance as contributing more than half of GDP and national employment collectively. So really to improve the competitiveness and the performance of our metro economies is fundamental to South Africa's reconstruction and recovery. And all ease of doing business reforms in the country directly impact on the performance and the competitiveness of our metros. The city of Joburg is particularly important in terms of the DB relationship because it's the proxy country for the Doing Business survey in South Africa, given the fact that it's our largest city economy. So whilst the country's Doing Business score is critical for the attractiveness of South Africa as an investment destination, the value of the program really lies in the national and sub-national reforms that address the existing inefficiencies and weaknesses within the public sector's businesses and regulations that undermine our competitiveness as a country and as our metros. So the metros only really have direct influence over 3 of the 11 doing business indicator areas that are measured on an annual basis by the World Bank. And these deal with the processes of a firm applying for a construction permit, registering property, and then getting electricity. And these 3 indicators really only relate to the process of a firm looking for a location and establishing and that part of its life cycle. All the other stages of a firm's life cycle related to starting a business, accessing finance, its day-to-day operations, and the security in its business environment are really largely relating to regulatory and financing responsibilities within the national and provincial, to some extent, spheres of government. But nevertheless, the level of metro business process efficiency in its role in dealing with construction permits, registering property, and getting electricity contributes importantly to the overall doing business performance of the country. The COVID-19 pandemic has really highlighted the value of public sector business process automation reforms that have been driven through the Doing Business and subnational Doing Business programs. During the hard lockdown, cities that progressed further with their reforms around automating their construction permitting and registering property systems were able to continue this service, and their property development sectors were able to rebound faster than in cities that were reliant on manual processes. But the implementation of the Doing Business and subnational Doing Business reforms requires public sector departments, agencies, and the metros to prioritize these actions and commitment and integrate these reforms into their respective plans and budgets. It also requires the public sector to build private sector relationships with all spheres and co-design the required reforms and communicate progress in the implementation thereof. So we really welcome the fact that in South Africa's National Economic Recovery Plan, government has prioritized the Doing Business reform agenda and is holding relevant sector departments and agencies to account for the reforms that they are responsible for. And in the same manner, we are wanting the presidency to hold the city political and administrative leadership accountable for the implementation of the subnational Doing Business reforms. So lastly, just noting that with global inward investment flows under real pressure at the moment, The competition over attracting foreign direct investment has become increasingly fierce, and cities are at the heart of this competition in terms of the attractiveness of them as locations. Such pressure on global investment highlights the benefits of supporting the existing base of investors in the country and also creating the needed business environment for them to expand their operations and grow. Creating the needed investment climate to encourage investment generation, expansion, and retention is critical for job creation in our country. Thank you so much.